What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Trafish Aquatics. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a DIY spawning mop. Now, spawning mops are nice if you're trying to go and breed egg scattering fish. Now, if you're wondering what an egg scattering fish is, anything from goldfish to barbs to tetras, they're all egg scatterers. And what they'll do is, if you have plants lined on the bottom of your aquarium, they will come in and spawn and scatter their eggs across those plants. And most people that try and breed egg scatterers usually use a plant like Tang or Java moss or something like that. They'll put a ball on the bottom of their aquarium, the fish will lay their eggs in there, and then you can easily move that ball of plant matter to another aquarium to raise out fry. Now the issue is, those plants aren't always available to everybody, so that's the convenience of a spawning mop. With a couple cheap materials, you can go to the store, get what you need, you can make one of these, put it in your tank, the fish will come and they'll spawn in this. And what's nice is, on a dark color like this, you'll be able to see the little white dots, which are the eggs. I'll post a picture up here so you guys can see what that looks like. And then you can take this, move it to another aquarium, hatch out the eggs, grow out the fry, and successfully be able to breed egg scattering fish. So we're going to go out to the kitchen table. I'm going to show you guys what materials you need and how to make these so that you can breed egg scattering fish too. Alright guys, so for this project of building a spawning mop, you're going to need only a few things. You're going to need a pair of scissors, a cork. This is half of a cork, the other half is inside of this mop. A hardcover book, a binder, a notebook, something that you can wrap yarn around, and then a yarn of your preference. Generally you want to use acrylic yarn, because then you're not going to have any breakdown of the fibers with cotton or wool. So acrylic is a better choice, and you can pick any color you want, but it's believed by many fish keepers that green is a better color because it helps resemble plants more, as opposed to having a neon yellow or orange or some kind of color like that. So I've chosen a green yarn. So basically, to get started, all we're going to do is we need to get our yarn and our book, binder, notebook, whatever we're going to use. I'm using a binder, and we are going to wrap it long ways around this, anywhere between 50 and 100 times. This one here, which is a nice size spawning mop, was 100 wraps, so that's what we're going to do again. And I'm going to speed this up so you guys don't have to sit through me wrapping this thing up. So here we go. Okay, so there's 100 wraps. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to cut the yarn off here on the bottom. Now that we've got it cut off down here on the bottom, I'm going to cut a piece of yarn here, and we are going to tuck it up under the main wrap of yarn and bring it all the way up to the top, like so. And then we are going to tie this in a knot. Once we've got that tied in a knot there, we can come down to the bottom. You can either take this off the book or cut it right on the book as it is here, which, since I have room, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, set this aside. So here's the main body of our breeding mop. From this point, what we're going to do is we need to cut off another piece of yarn. Let's set that aside for now and grab our cork. We're going to place our cork right over that piece of yarn that we put in the middle here. We can flip this over. Try and ball the yarn around the cork, getting it relatively tight. Doesn't have to be super tight. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put our yarn around the top of our breeding or spawning mop. going to tie this tightly around the top to cinch up on our cork. So there's that. Trim these ends off. And there we have a spawning mop. So if you see any loose pieces, you can kind of just grab here and pull down on them. It'll help tighten those up a little bit. But there we have our spawning mop. So let me show you what you guys have to do next to make sure that these are ready to be able to be put in your aquarium. Alright guys, once you have your spawning mops made, what we're going to do is we're going to put a pot of water on the stove, bring it to a rolling boil, turn it off. Then we can take our spawning mops and we can get them in that hot water. And we're going to let them soak for about 10 minutes. The reason you're going to do this is it's going to help waterlog them as well as remove any extra dyes that might be in the yarn so that extra dye doesn't end up in your aquarium. Another thing that's nice about being able to do this with spawning mops is you can actually sterilize these after you use them or before you use them, transferring them from tank to tank, which you can't do that with live plants, so that is one of the redeeming qualities of a spawning mop. So once you've sterilized your spawning mops in a pot of hot water for 10 to 15 minutes, you can go ahead and use a pair of tongs, remove them from the hot water, and transfer them over to a bowl of cold water so that when you move this into your tank, you don't shock your fish by transferring any of that residual heat. So once you've made and sterilized your spawning mop, you can go ahead and add it to the aquarium that you want to add it to. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope that you learned how to make your own DIY spawning mop, and I hope that this mop helps you guys on your journey of fish breeding and getting you guys into breeding egg scattering fish. As always, thank you guys for watching Traffish Aquatics. Links in the description down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.